This is Atul Mishra, lecturer in Mechanical Department of Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. We are studying power plant engineering subject, and we are at the second unit, that is high pressure boiler. So let me revise the previous topic that we have studied in previous video. So we have studied in this chapter, that is introduction to high pressure boiler, and we have studied in detail about different boiler, that is Bunsen boiler, Loeffler boilers, fluidized bed combustion boilers, Smith-Hartmann boilers, Ramsden boilers. So about these boilers we have studied in details. So moving ahead, in this chapter we are going to see in this video, that is fluidized bed combustion boiler. So about this fluidized bed combustion boiler, we are going to see working principle of it, classification of it, and after classification we are going to see in detail about circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler, and about that fluidized bed combustion boiler we are going to see advantages and disadvantages of it. So let's see the working principle of first fluidized bed combustion boiler, on what principle that it works. So when an evenly distributed air is passed upward through a finely divided bed of solid particles at low velocity, the particles are undisturbed. However, if the velocity is steadily increased, a stage is reached when the individual particles are suspended in the airstream. If the air velocity is further increased, the bed becomes highly turbulent and rapid mixture of particles occurs, when it which appears similar to the bubbles formed in the boiling liquid. A bed is said to be as fluidized bed. So let's understand with this diagram. So what this principle says, when we mix some particles in this fluidized bed, let's see first component, then you will get to understand. So this is the distributed plate on which we are going to feed some fuel with the dolomite mixture. That dolomite mixture is also called as particles, fine particles, which are going to be used to circulate the heat. Okay, and we also call it as a inert material. That particles is also called as a inert material, and from here we are going to get the steam, and we are having some water tubes. These circular blocks inside it, you can say these are the water tubes, and water is getting entered from here, and from here we are collecting ash, and this is the wall, and from here the fluid gases are going to be exerted, and from here we are going to supply air. So how it works, when we supply fuel with the help of dolomite, that is inner material mixing of it, this is the bed which is formed, and when we supply air from here, and by supplying air with the help of heat, what happen in this, the fuel and that particles, that is inert material particles, get excited and starting flowing it. According to this principle, what happens, they get highly turbulent and they start jumping, or you can say it becomes like a bubble formation while boiling liquid. When we boil the liquid, the bubbles formation, or you can say boiling process, is started. Same as in this particular chamber, the particles are start flowing inside this wall. So that particles carries heat along with it, and that heat get absorbed with this tubes, water tubes, and the steam formation is get done. So this is how it works. Means in this process we are transferring, or you can say transferring heat with the help of solid particles. That solid particles are dolomite, get mixed with the fuel, and when we fire this combustion chamber, and with the firing of combustion chamber we have to supply some air. So by the supplying of this air, the particles get charged, or you can say highly turbulent, and they start flowing around these tubes, and that particles carries heat, that heat is get transferred, or you can say get absorbed by these tubes, and steam formation process get started. So this is how this fluidized bed combustion boiler work. And this, what you can say, process of generating, or you can say generating of turbulent particles is called as a fluidized bed. Okay, so we are going to classify into two parts. The first one is circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler, and the second one is pressurized fluidized bed combustion boiler. So as the name itself indicates, that is, second one is going to be have pressurized air, and the first one is going to work on a atmospheric pressure. Means this circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler work on the, or you can say operate on under the atmospheric pressure, and the second one, that is pressurized bed combustion boilers, operate on the applied pressure. Means we have to apply some extra pressure, or you can say it works under the pressure, and the pressure is approximately, you can say, 10 bar. So it works under pressure. This second one is pressurized fluid bed combustion boiler, works under pressure, that is approximately 10 bar, and the first one is circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler, work under atmospheric pressure. The process are going to be same as this fluidized bed combustion boiler, but the supplying air, or you can say pressure, is going to be as different. The first one is going to work on the atmospheric pressure, and the second one is going to work on the 10 bar, approximately 10 bar pressure. Okay, so this is the circulating bed combustion boiler. So this is the simple layout. So let's see first how the construction of it to be done. The first one is component, we are having this fuel hopper, from which we are going to supply fuel. The second one is limestone hopper, means this is limestone, or you can say, you can use dolomite, or you can say that inert material. So from here we are going to supply that. So all the mixture of it going to be form the fluidized bed. So this is the combustion chamber, and we are having air supply. We are going to collect ash from here, that is bottom ash. We are going to supply primary air from here. Okay, the ash is going to be formed, and we are going to have collect, or you can say we are going to collect the what we are collecting from here, fluid gases. We are going to collect fluid gases from here, and the heat transfer you are going to see here. Here we are having this air supply. From here we are going to supply the feed water. The feed water is going to supply, and the steam generation is going to be done here in this steam generation process. So this is the ESP, this is the fly ash. Okay, so these are the components of it. Let's see a small video. So with the help of that video we are going to understand the working of it. So this is the line diagram of circulating fluidized bed boiler. This is the combustion technology. So you can see different components. We are having chimney, combustion chamber, boiler, water tubes. This is the chamber through which we are supplying that inert material that are going to mix with the fuel, and we are going to combust it with the fuel. Is going to carry out the heat that heat is going to transfer to the water tubes and water is going to convert with to steam. So this is how we fire them. When you can see when we fire them, it works. It looks like boiling liquid, means the turbulent is taking place inside the material. Here we are mixing the fuel with this. When we fire them, you can see that particles are carried out with the heat, or you can say heat is carried out with the particles, means the particles are carrying heat. That heat is getting absorbed, or you can say absorbed by the water tubes to convert water into steam, and the ash we are getting from it can be used as a cement raw material. And first we have to differentiate that ash and that inert material, so that we collect inert material and we have to exhaust all the flue gases. So this is the process how it works. It works on 88% of high efficiency. So this is how the working of circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler is done. So moving ahead, let's see the advantages of circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler. So pulverized coal is not needed. So in the conventional boiler we have to pulverize coal first. That pulverizing means the process of crushing coal into the fine particles. That fine particles of coal is called as a pulverized coal. So in this case of fluidized bed combustion boiler, we do not need that kind of coal. So NO formation does not take place. So NO is a very harmful gas which is get emitted after the combustion of fuel. So in this case of a fluidized bed combustion boiler, it does not take place. So this is the very important advantage related to the atmosphere. Desalidification of coal takes place at the bed due to addition of limestone, and the exhaust can be cooled to lower temperature before discharge through chimney. So this is also can be done. Slagging problem is reduced due to combustion at low temperature. So slagging problem is situated with the conventional boiler, that can be reduced in the case of fluidized bed combustion boiler, because combustion is taking place at very low temperature. Low grade of coal can be used, as we have discussed earlier. In this case we can use low grade of coal also. Cheaper alloy can be used for its construction due to low combustion low combustion temperature by fuel. So in case of constructing material, the low alloy can be also used in this fluidized bed combustion boiler. Heat release rate are 10 to 15 times higher compared to conventional boiler. So this is the very important advantages, that what we want to have the higher heat exchange process or higher heat transfer rate. So in this case it is 10 to 15 times higher than other boilers, just because of use of that inert material, means the heat carried out by that solid particles. So heat transfer rate is 10 to 15 times higher than other boilers. Surface heat transfer rate are 2 to 3 times higher compared to conventional boiler, and the size of plant is considerably reduced. The size of these plants are also compact. So these are the advantages of fluidized or circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler. So with the advantages, some disadvantages are also situated with this circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler. So the first disadvantage is uneconomical for smaller size unit. So we cannot use this circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler for higher unit. We have to use it for a very small unit. So when we are using it for small unit, so it becomes an problem that it is uneconomical. Higher capital cost. The capital cost of it is very high. Erosion of cyclone and superheater tubes. This is also a problem that cyclone and the superheater are get erosion. Increased overall reactor height. The reactor height we have seen in the video, the reactor height is high. Decreased suspension to wall heat transfer coefficient for given particles. Added complexity in design and operation. Recirculating loop. Increased particle attrition. So these are some disadvantages which are situated with the circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler. So in this video we have seen working principle of fluidized bed combustion boiler, means the how the conventional boiler works and what are the difference in between conventional boiler and fluidized bed combustion boiler. You can differentiate now. So simple differences: in the case of conventional boiler we are transferring heat with the help of fluid gases, but in this case we are using solid particles as a inert material so as to carry out the heat, and that heat is get absorbed by the water tube to convert the water into steam. So this is how it works, and it also increased the efficiency of boiler till the 88%. So this is all about circulating fluidized bed combustion boiler. Thank you.